This bike is the soul of Royal Enfield. It's what everyone thinks of when they think of Royal Enfield. Bullet.
Welcome to MCC Just Motos.
Yo guys, it's Andy from MCC Just Motos. Harley Davidson Sportster, BMW GS Boxer, Kawasaki Ninja. Those aren't just motorcycles. Those are the souls of the motorcycle company. Let me tell you what Royal Enfield's soul is. That is the Bullet 500. This bike has been the heart and soul of Royal Enfield for many, many years, from the 50s to the 2000s, and back again in 2025, they have a 350 version. It's what everyone thinks of when they think of Royal Enfield. Bullet. This one's really special. I picked it up. It's a 2003 Royal Enfield Bullet 500 4-speed. Everyone likes to stop and check it out. In fact, check this out. This happened today when I was filming this video. It's AJ and Nick, and they are checking out my Bullet 500. They said, can I start it? And now I'm under pressure. I could just electric start it, but we got to do like the proper thing, which is what? Kickstart? Okay. All right. We'll do it this way, just so it doesn't look so awkward on the... That's stock, so I mean... Thanks for checking them out, man. Yeah, pleasure. And let's go for a little spin, shall we? All right, guys, I'm going to go take this 2003 Royal Enfield Bullet 500 for a spin, tell you what it's like to ride and why I think it's the soul of Royal Enfield. The first thing we got to do is turn this back to on, make sure bike's not on gear, turn that on, turn this on, and actually, so what happens when that drops, you're ready to go. You just got to get a little pressure on your knee or your kickstand, and there it is. All right, let's go for a spin. So what is it like, and why do I think it is the soul of the motorcycle? Well, first of all, they've been building this since like 1958 to 2007, the Iron Barrel Bullet 500, and this thing just exudes character, like up to the eyeballs, right? It's rattly, it's stumpy. Every time you drive it, it seems like you're fixing something else on it, you're tweaking something. And here's the other thing that maybe the other reviewers or other people won't tell you is every one of these bikes, every single one of the 500s, the Bullets I've had 7 of them, all rides different. It handles different. They feel different. Some have been slow turning in, some have been super fast, some have been great brakes, some mostly not great brakes. This one's fine on the brakes, not terrible, and I'll get to that in a second. But each one of those bikes is very different feeling from each other. The different seats, if it has like a bench seat or a bobber seat, they all feel different. If it's a 5-speed, if it's a 4-speed, they're all different. So they all have their own character and they all feel unique. So there's a way to anthropomorphize, why it feels alive, is they're all a little bit unique. Plus you're feeling the vibrations and the thump and the noise, and for sure each one is different. This one, the motor's pretty darn sprightly on, I gotta be honest with you. The throttle, these single bullets, what's really great about them is the torque on them is so nice down low. You barely just crack the throttle and it's like you don't even have to think about it. It knows what you want. So it fuels you. It really connects you to the bike. The throttle control on this, just because of that torque, is so jumpy off the bat. It's so nice. It is so nice. The fact that you have to know each one of these bikes differently is again, it's very personal. Now, this particular bike, because I've gotten all the kinks worked out of it for the most part, all the electrical, all the start and all the kickstart, it's very satisfying. I got the rust out of the tank, I got the rust cleaned off the bike, and it is very satisfying to ride. I aired the tires up correctly. By the way, these tires, I think it's 24, 28, 24 front, 28 rear. I think that's it. I'll put the correct specs up there. But anyway, very sensitive to tire pressure. And this one handles really nice. This is probably a skosh above average for all the Bullet 500 that I've ridden as far as handling is concerned. Brakes, it's about average. Now, how you're sitting is very comfortable. The handlebars fall right to my 5 9 3/4 frame. The most super comfy handlebar position. They're not too high, not too low. It's just a nice standard position. The seat is comfy enough with the bobber seat, single seat, but it's nothing to write home about, and it really is made for someone a little bit shorter than me, because it wants me to be way up front to the seat and I want to be back a little bit. Thank goodness we got these tank pads there. They had not only a functional, stylistic look, but they had the actual feel of the bike where you can put your hands on your feet, knees on the tank. Has a little bit of protection there, and you're good to go. Your feet position, you are kind of sitting in a chair, just like a desk chair, a school desk chair. They're slightly in front of your hips, your feet are, and you got a nice, probably average hip to feet room. You're not squished at all, so that's really nice. That's what it feels like to sit on it. Vibrationally, I gotta say, this one is surprising me. So there are a lot of vibrations in the bike, especially from the motor. Goes into the seat, even though it's a sprung seat. But what is surprising, and handlebars and feet. But what's surprising is just how rock steady these mirrors are. I don't remember that on other bullets. You can't really tell, but they're very rock steady. I think you can do an easy 60, 55, 60. And I mean, it will go faster probably, but it will vibrate to heck. The noise on it is the classic thumper. And believe it or not, the pull on the engine, a lot of torque, but it has a pretty linear pull, believe it or not. Meaning that it does have some power up high on this thing. It's just you're revving it out, and when you do that, it makes a lot of vibration. The suspension on bullets is actually above average for bump control. I promise you, there's a lot of bikes that I've been on that these bumps are on this particular road are very, very harsh, and the bullet does a great job on bump control. They're non-adjustable, I think, front and rear, but they are very, very, they do an admirable job of bump control. No wind protection, so don't even worry about it, but you're not going that fast anyway. This bike, you do feel faster. You feel like you're going faster than you really are. We're probably going 60, 55, 60. Handling is side to side. Flickability is about average for a standard motorcycle, so I like that. They do a good job of mixing the ride and handling on the bullets. So you get my thoughts there. This particular one, again, brakes are about average for a bullet. The engine is a little more torqueier than what I remember, and a nice pull, so very nice in the engine. Suspension is about average for a bullet, which is great. Flickability is slightly above average. Style is above average on this, and I really like it. And they all look different too. There's so many different ways to style this bike. Reliability, these things are not reliable. What I mean by that is you're always fixing on them. They're not complicated, but you're always fixing on them. Like this one had a different spark plug. For some reason it wasn't a stock spark plug, it was the wrong spark plug. I put the right one in. Seems to run better. I am gonna get a picture. Oh, and when I get back, we're gonna talk about the weakest link of these bikes. All of them. Can you guess what the weakest link is? What am I gonna say is the weakest link? After my pictures, I will let you know. Let's get back on the road, shall we? Here we go. Clutch engagement on these is fine. The biggest weakness of all Royal Enfield bullets is the transmission. I don't care if it's the 4-speed or 5-speed, you're always missing gears. But why I like the 4-speed, hear me out. Why I like this 4-speed is because it's the torquiness of the engine doesn't need short gearing. It can take, so if you're going to miss gears, you might as well miss fewer gears. And the torquiness means you're not shifting so much with a 4-speed. I think this is every bit as quick as a 5-speed Bullet. All right, that is it. I hope you guys are enjoying the ride, because it is nice at 75, 76, 78 degrees today, somewhere in there. Spring day, daffodils are coming out. I think they're daffodils, what do I know? Chesapeake Bay, Maryland. Yes, yes, beautiful out. There's the water. Beautiful day on a motorcycle ride, right? Oh, cherry blossoms, right? Wowee. Look at this. Just threading my way through bumps and jumps. All right, so what do I mean? So, but it's not only, okay, one more thing about the suspension being the weakest link. So not only are you missing gears, but the warmer it gets, the harder it is to shift sometimes. And I'm so glad I have a padded shifting toe on my, on my boot, because it's really hard. You can see I put a lot of pressure on it. All right, there we go. And you have to be really slow on all the gears. You can't shift fast at all. And that's why this 4-speed, it has a longer pull, and I enjoy that. It means you're not shifting it much, you're enjoying that engine and letting the engine do the work. Yeehaw! If you need to stand up on the bike, you're more than welcome to. These foot pegs allow you to do that, but they are vibey. This bike is made for roads like this, right? Am I going 70? I don't know. Maybe. Guys. I hope you enjoy this Bullet. This is really the heart and soul of Royal Enfield, the Bullet 500. It's been so iconic for this, and a lot of folks in America don't know about the Bullet 500, but it's been being produced in India forever and ever and ever. And it came to America, and it was in America, and they produced a 500 Bullet till 2022, I believe. And then they restarted the Bullet 350 in 2025. So and I love the style. Has that old British style. This is the chrome and black. I love it. So much character. Each one's alive and visceral and feels so fun. Guys, thanks for coming along with this ride with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you once in your life get to feel what it's like to feel and ride the Royal Enfield Bullet 500. We'll catch you in the next episode.